Here's a great idea for your next outing. A cruise of the LA Harbor on a Spirit Cruises yacht. Spirit Cruises offers everything you need to relax and enjoy your time on the water. For more information, call 310-548-8080 or visit spiritmarine.com.
A small dedication in remembrance to those who lost their lives and are suffering injuries sustained in the tragic San Bernardino massacre of Wednesday, December the 2nd. Our condolences at Rock 50 and our respect go to the suffering. I hope next Christmas we won't have to do that. I hope we can just start the show. So I'll just leave it at that. But not to make light of it, at Rock 50 we send all our love to those who got hurt. Okay, moving on as we will. Welcome everyone that's out there listening today. This is our Christmas show, and I'm here with my host, Mike Stark. How are you, Mike?
Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas to you too, Mike. For everyone out there, we wish you all a Merry Christmas and peace in 2016. And then we played the you-know-what song, The Crown of the Crowns, our Christmas song. If we're going to play anything at all, we're going to play Typo Negative, of course. And the song that we played was Red Water, Christmas Morning. And we're still mourning the loss of Peter. Sadly missed now. He's been gone just a little while. And anyway, saw Johnny just recently. Johnny Kelly plays drums with Typo, and he's in good spirits, in good health, in good shape. He's playing well. And I was with Kenny earlier in the year, Kenny Hickey from Typo Negative. Those guys are doing great. We played The Ghost of Tom Joad by Rage Against the Machine, and Brotherhood of Man again. Motorhead with Lem. And we're going to be featuring Motorhead's drummer Phil Taylor in our next section in January, in our drum section in January. Okay, for those of you who are now joining us, this is Rock 50. This is our Christmas show. My host, Mike Stark. Did you want to say hello since it's Christmas again?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, there you go. Right, and I'm Bill Ward, for those of you who don't know or do know. Okay, more sad news came last week on Thursday, December the 3rd, when frontman vocalist Scott Weiland passed away while on tour. We have played Velvet Revolver, which was one of Scott's bands, and we're going to play one of the tracks from Velvet Revolver in a moment, but we want to make sure that we send our condolences to his family and thank Scott for all the music. I knew Scott and had met him on and off for a number of years, and I met him when he was quite young, and I found him to be one heck of a guy, to say the least. He's one hell of a singer, to say the least. So, and I was really taken back by the fact that he had to pass away, and it's always sad when we lose a fellow musician that was active in rock and roll. Let me go over what we just played. We started at the top, which was a memorial song now for Scott Weiland from Velvet Revolver, and for his passing. Again, our condolences to Scott's family. We played Can't Get It Out of My Head by Velvet Revolver, The Show Must Go On by Queen, and when I thought, well, when I actually played Velvet Revolver and I was trying to put the show together, I went, well, how the blazes, what do you play after that? This is a real sad event that's happened, and the only band and person that I could think of was Queen and Brian and Freddie, so I played The Show Must Go On, and I hope that worked for some of you. We played All the Young Dudes, Mott the Hoople, It Can Happen by Yes, Great band, yes. And I must, Alan White's playing drums on them. I got to give a shout out to Alan White's excellent playing on that track. We played the Sleep Song by Graham Nash. And during the time we was talking about the Sleep Song, I was talking to the time that we met Graham on a 747 flying back from Los Angeles to England, and we being the other three members of Black Sabbath, and we're all sat down in the upper lounge of the 747, just rattling away, talking, and I found him to be a charming man, great guy. After the Sleep Song, we played Tonight, Tonight. That's the Smashing Pumpkins. Great track. And then George Michael's Praying for Time, which wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. And I'm just not going to go there on the show today, but I think most of us know what's in the news these days, and I'm not talking about the bad guys. I'm talking about all the other stuff that's going across the airwaves and coming through the media of lately, and maybe a little patience and tolerance might serve well at this point. Anyway, looking at the clock, we are over our allotted 2 hours, so we're going to be definitely running late today. And this is the normal time that we would start our Beatles music outro, which usually takes about 30 minutes on the Christmas show. But before we do, I also want to, speaking of Beatles, I also want to recognise that John Lennon's death occurred some 35 years ago on December the 8th, 1980. We miss you, John. We love you, John. And I don't think anybody will ever forget you. You can't. It's impossible to forget the music lineage that you have created for the world to listen to. And the only thing I can say is thanks, John, for all the love you gave us. Okay, I'm going to play a couple of songs near to my heart right now. One for my Uncle Jim, who I really miss. And he passed away a couple of years ago, and I still miss him, especially Christmas time. Then I'm going to play Joni Mitchell's classic, Both Sides Now. And the reason I want to play Joni Mitchell's song is because it was so heart-rending. The last time we played it, it actually led us out of the announcement that I made when we were sending our condolences in 2012 after the Sandy Hook massacre. And I was playing it for the survivors of, and those who, so the survivors and the loved ones of that massacre as well. So I'm going to play Joni again. And then it's still haunting me, but that song by David Bowie, Where Are We Now? That's the song I heard at Heathrow Airport and on our way back from Heathrow to coming back into Los Angeles. And that was after we had spent some time with my family. Then we went to take the Ivor Novello Award. Black Sabbath won the Songwriting Award. And that was the last time that I saw Tony and Geezer. And it was a very nice meeting. They were quite charming. And that was a great occasion, but I also, sadly, of course, I missed them a great deal. So, okay, for those of you out there listening today, stay safe, stay strong. I want to do a shout out to Europe and to the UK. I want to thank everybody for checking us out, listening in. I hope that you enjoyed what we played today. We played quite a variation of music, but I think a lot of it had one thing in common. It was heartfelt and it was very powerful. And I think that's something that is not such a bad thing to have right now in our current events that are happening around the world and in the US. I think heartfelt's pretty good these days. I want to thank Mike. I want to thank you. Thanks for being our guy all year long and up until the 2nd. So thank you very much.
Let's do it again next year.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's think about that.
All right.
Okay, I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Monty. I want to thank Jones. even though Jones hasn't been with us for a while now, we're still thanking him, and we'll probably go on thanking him because that's one of the silly things that we do on Rock 50. We hope to see everybody in January. It'll be metal wall to wall, and in the meantime, we're going to leave you with a couple of songs, great songs. First of all, a brilliant song that was written by Charlie Chaplin, and the song is called Smile, and singing it today will be Tony Bennett and Barbara Streisand. And then our final song for our Christmas show is an English traditional song sung by the Worcester Cathedral Choir, and that song is called He Who Would Valiant Be. Let's go with Smile.